When did you, as a child, when did you first time hear about Manchester United, and what's your memory from that time?
I grew up playing for Arsenal in Southern California, so we always had the Arsenal kits and stuff. So they were my team growing up. But you know, you always watch Manchester United. You know, they show a lot of their games on TV over here. So you know, ever since I was young, just knowing that they're a great team, and it's going to be a fun opportunity to play against them.
What's your very first memory about Manchester United as a child? When did you hear first time? And
my first memory, I think it was the time of Eric Cantona. You know, when I was young, he was one of the French players who was doing a great career and was, you know, a big star over there. And so yeah, it's one of the big memories I got from Manchester United is first Eric Cantona when he's a French player who played Man U and succeed. So it was a big deal in France, and he's still a great player. So it's for me the big memory I got from him. After there's a lot after, but when I was young, it was this one.
Jeff, your first memory about Manchester United?
Being a kid watching, I think it was the FA Cup final. Eric Cantona hit a volley from the top of the box and scored. I'm pretty sure it was the final. That's my first memory.
How feels like, you know, so many years later you play against Manchester United?
Yeah, it's something special. It's something that if you asked me 3 weeks ago whether I thought I'd ever play against Manchester United, I would have said no. So it's cool.
Brian, do you remember your first memory about Manchester United as a club?
I don't really remember my first exact memory, but I never really knew about them until I went to college. I grew up on an island, Hawaii. There wasn't much soccer around, so I went to college, and my college coach was from Iceland, and Manchester United was his favorite team, and that's when I first started watching them, because I was always in his office, and so we were always watching Manchester United. And you know, I kind of grew up in college watching Solskjaer, you know, Sheringham, York, Cole. You know, loved the way those guys communicated on the field, and so you know, they're a great team, and one team that I didn't mind. I enjoy watching when I can.
What is your first memory about Manchester United as a club?
I mean, it's one of the greatest clubs in the world. You know, whenever you mention United is a brand, you know, it's a very successful club. You know, he has the figure of Sir Alex Ferguson in there. That is, you know, arguably one of the best coaches of all time. So, as a club, it's an institution that, you know, is up there, you know, probably the best.
You grew up in Colombia. When did you first time hear about Manchester United as a?
I mean, if you know the sport, you know about, you know, the big clubs. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean to be, you know, where you're from. I think, you know, whoever likes the sport will know about Man United. It's a brand, you know, worldwide brand. All right, guys.
They had a show back in the day, and it was a guy called Mario Machado used to be the host of it, right? And they showed I'll never forget this game. It was Manchester United played West Bromwich Albion. I say it was maybe from the late 70s, and the game was 5-3. Remember that game? Cyril Regis, Green, what was the name? The right back? Remy Moses, Brendan Batson. Greenhoff, was it his name? The right back? It was 5-3, and it's the first time I ever saw him play. And it's the one game I'll never forget, and it goes back so long, but just the goals in it were Jimmy Greenhoff, wasn't it? Yeah. It was the right back, and just the goals in that game. And not that I really knew much about Manchester United until further on, but that's my first, you know, vivid memory of that. Was that great game?
Regis scored a screamer.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.